Should we look for the president to maybe move up that July 4th circled date that he had said about Americans being able to gather in small groups? Can that also move up now, given that the eligibility is moving up by 2 weeks and the pace of vaccinations is increasing?
Well, we're certainly encouraged by the fact that we are vaccinating. Our team is vaccinating. Our experts across the country, I should say, are vaccinating on average about 3 million people a day, which is far larger than any other country in the world. But we know that it's not just about having the supply or eligibility. It's also about people in the country, eligible adult Americans, going to their community health center, going to a mass vaccination site, going to a pharmacy to get vaccinated and get that shot in their arms. So any changes we would make in advising the public, we would certainly do in close coordination with the advice of the CDC and our health and medical team. I don't have any expectation of that at this point, but we're always looking at how we can provide clarity to the public.
And you had said that the lines might start getting longer, so seniors should start getting their shots now just to make sure they're not doing it when it gets clogged up. Mm-hmm. Are you concerned that because the eligibility has expanded, that the supply can match that you can still be on pace to vaccinate all American adults who want it by the end of May?
We will have enough supply by the end of May, and we certainly remain confident that we will continue to be able to provide the supply that states need to vaccinate people in their states, and we'll continue to provide supply also independently to the pharmacies, which is a program that has started out as a pilot and has been incredibly successful. So we are confident in what the path looks like ahead, but we also constantly contingency plan. We know things happen. Trucks break down. There are issues in manufacturing sites, as we saw just last week, and we are constantly contingency planning about steps we need to take to ensure we have adequate supply out through all of our programs.
The president continues to urge Americans to be vigilant. We expect he'll do that today in his remarks. Mm-hmm. But over the weekend, we saw Americans traveling for the holiday weekend. We saw a totally packed baseball stadium in Texas yesterday. Mm-hmm. Basically, there are Americans across the country who are doing exactly what the president is telling them not to do. Mm-hmm. Is the message, are Americans not hearing this, or are they hearing it and ignoring it?
I think the president recognizes that this has been a long and difficult journey for the American public. The country has been shut down in one form or another for more than a year now, and people have missed birthday parties, weddings, baseball games, going out to restaurants. It is difficult, it is hard, and what he's asking people to do is to sacrifice a little bit longer. And he will continue to make that case and make that argument. Now, while we saw the baseball game, as you noted, and other events over the weekend, and we certainly anticipate as the weather gets warmer, there will be a temptation. We've also seen communities where local mayors, businesses have conveyed to their communities that we need to hang together, we need to remain vigilant, we need to wear masks, and we will get through this together. So we are hopeful that that's exactly what the majority of communities in this country will do. Go ahead.
Thank you. A couple of clarifying questions just on the vaccine stuff. Mm-hmm. One, does this change the date at all by which there is an expectation everybody is vaccinated? I mean, does that move up? Does the administration have a date when they expect everybody to be vaccinated?
Well, getting to a point where the majority of the American public is vaccinated is about more than supply. So what this announcement is conveying is we are at a point with the supply we have available, the number of vaccines, vaccination sites, vaccinators, where we believe everybody in the country should be eligible, can get in line by April 19th. Many